Yes, no, it is.
Awesome. Hi guys, I hope you can hear me. Naskika. All right. Welcome to the Ruby Mob. Today is, let me just check, 16th of July 2018. I'm Getty. Joining us is Kevin, Sigu, and Linda. Precious Linda. So, should we randomize? Am I may just begin?
Yes,
Let me just start. Okay. I'm sharing my screen and then navigating to the book. I don't even know what it is. Just G Ruby very much. Yeah. Well-grounded Rubyist. Awesome. So I think this is where we left off last time, where we were discussing the object self, who gets to be self, and where. I believe we discussed this table, the table 5.1, where we looked at the various scopes that self is valid, right? So, were we to begin on top level self object? Kevin, come where were we? Context, and we have which object is self within that context. We have the top level program. The real program is any code that is outside of the blocks. The self is always main. Yeah. We have the class scope begins with the class name class, and then the class name, and then we end. Once we end a class, that's where the scope ends. And within that scope, the self is always the class object itself. And then we have the module definition.
I think Linda can take us through.
Oh, awesome. Linda can take us through this.
This is so awesome.
Hi guys, this is Linda. This is Getty was saying.
Context.
So top level program, self is outside any block segment. It's not class based module. See,
It's a mob. It's allowed.
And in the context of a class, self is within the class. So when you have a class, self is
anatumia nini
yeah, self is
as in anatumia
alafu microphone moja imewekwa vibaya so kila mtu anasikia.
The two holds string.
Are we still live? Yeah, in class self, self is within the class self itself, and in the context of module. In the context of module, Getty, where will self be?
Self will be the module.
Yeah. Yes, correct. And then in the context of method definitions.
you can show us that
What?
Because I remember last time we did all this and showed it on the time.
My terminal isn't working.
Or we can switch.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, my terminal is now working. It's okay.
Like fixing. So you have to share your screen.
Oh, let me just share it. Mhm. So we are doing that in a class.
It's a module, so just define a module.
Um, I don't think I'm brave enough to do this. So we'll start with the class. Class Sigu.
So next time concentrate.
Mina concentrate. Okay, I will concentrate. Okay, thank you, Linda. Continue sharing my screen. There. Awesome. So like I said, on top level, our self object is always main. Naskika. Okay. And on the class definition, on the class scope, the self is usually the class object itself. And within the module definition, the self is always the module object. So this is where I wanted to ask a question. Why are we calling it a module object? Why is a module also an object? Is it? Yeah, but is it an object? I thought an object is an instance of something. Oh. Module inherits from objects. We can check, right? Oh, the block. Okay. So create. What am I doing? Module get and sorry. Super class. Or I could use ancestors. Yeah. It checks your grandpath. It doesn't have ancestors. Okay. Superclass. And define methods. Oh, it should be cupcake. My point exactly.
Okay, how about its class?
Let's check class. Module.
Class is module. So can you ask for the superclass of module?
That ought to work. Object. Oh, so it's superclasses object. Awesome. All right, so we can say module object. Saying module object is correct. Okay, so within the method definition, we also have context. Sorry, a scope. A scope begins when a method definition begins. When we say def method name, and then that's where the scope begins until the keyword end. That's where our scope ends. So we have the top level outside any definition block. So we can have a method that is not inside of a module and it's not inside of a class. In this case, whatever object is self, when the method is called, top level methods are available as private methods to all objects. So any object can access any object itself if the method is outside of a block.
Whatever object is self.
Whatever object is self. I won't lie, hapo I am a bit confused. If it's top level, if it's outside,
Then whatever object will be self on that one.
whatever object will be self. So like main. No.
So if the main is self, then self in the method itself is main.
Yeah, you can use that drawing thing, the very interesting drawing thing.
So I'm sharing my screen. No. Oh. So I'm sharing my screen. Oh, it's called yeah. So it depends on where the method is at that particular point. So if this, let's say this is the main, okay? And inside the main, we have another object. Okay. Then another object. All right. Now, if we have a method M inside main, because this is main, self inside this self will refer to the main, because this method is treating main as its receiver. Okay. So whenever you call this, the receiver will be this main object. All methods that you define outside a module or a class will be inside here. Okay. That all global methods are inside the main. Okay. Then we can have this object one maybe inside main. Is it inside main or it's outside?
It's inside.
It should be inside. I've drawn it inside, but I'm not sure.
It's independent. No, main is everything. So everything should be inside main.
Everything starts from main. So everything is inside main. Let's assume so. Okay. Let's do that for now. So let's assume every object you create gets inside main. Okay. Every method you create that is not inside a class will be inside main. So self refers to main. If you have a method inside obj1, def m, then self will be referring to obj1. Okay. For you to create obj1, you need a class, whatever the name of that particular class. And this method must be inside that class. Yeah.
Just to mean that methods are weak, they can't follow their own self.
Yes, they work on something, so the something must be there. Methods are there to change anything, modify something. You have to specify who you're modifying.
That was helpful. Okay, now back to my screen. I hope I'm still sharing. Okay, awesome. So when you define a method outside of top level, its object is usually main. I think I'm safe to say like that. The self here will always be main, as long as it's top level. It's a top level method. So the second one is an instance method defined in a class. So we have a class and we have the instance method inside of it. The self inside of this instance method will be any instance of the class that that method is in. So any instance of class C that is that this method is being called into. Oh my God. Any instance of class C that is called with the method, how am I supposed to put this? Yeah. Yes. Oh yes. So we have an IRB. So we have a class C, and inside it we have a method called method Linda. Okay, inside here we call self and and awesome. So we can create an instance of class C. Linda, how do we create an instance of a class? Hmm. I want you just call c.new. Okay. c.new creates a new instance of class C, but you're correct. So we call c.new to create a new instance. I've assigned it to E. Yeah. So we call method Linda on E. We'll see what we'll get. Any guesses? That instance. The instance E. Yeah. The hashtag C blah blah blah. Okay.
So that particular instance will be our self.
Awesome.
So
And you're correct. We have another instance. Call it F. C.new. And we call Linda on it too.
Yes, let's see. What do you
Okay.
expect? How do you expect self? And why?
Expect self. We'll just ensure that self will be an instance of the. So
It's going to be F.
Just go back and so Linda, read that and use that to explain why you say. So which instance of C is responding to that one?
Okay.
see the second one. No. Yeah.
So how many instances do you have?
You have two.
Which are
E and F.
E and F? Then what is self for method Linda? When you inside method Linda, you say self. What will be self?
The C. The class is self.
It's never a class. Go back and read that.
Instance of a class.
So read that again.
An instance of C responding to
Okay. Go back to the term.
oh then E and F. But you see self is runs within a scope. So it can it be E and F at the same time?
Right.
It needs to be one.
So if we say F dot method Linda, what will be self? Why?
Instance of
What about E dot method Linda? What will be self?
I think
Awesome. So the self in this case is F, right? The object assigned to F. Awesome. For number 3, we have instance method definition in a module. So we have a module and we have is this an instance method? I think, yeah, an instance method inside of a module. So our object self will be the object extended by M or the instance of class that mixes in M.
Individual object extended by M.
Yeah.
Instance
Instance.
of class that mixes in M.
The second one is understandable. I remember us having issues on the first, and you explained it.
I did explain.
Yes. Last time. Let's.
Individual object extended by
Object. How?
This extends.
No. Let's react.
I was just asking.
Or could it be inheritance? You said something about inheritance.
yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
An instance that mixes. I think point 1 and 2 is the same.
They're the same thing.
Yes.
Okay.
It actually mixes them.
All right.
The first one is
Sorry.
The second one is talking about the object. The first one is talking about the object.
Mm.
The second one is talking about the class. But if you use the second one to create an object, then you're talking about the
Awesome. Okay, so that's it. And then we have, yeah, this was the issue. We have the singleton method on a specific object. So we have def object dot method name, and then we call self. The self will always be the object that's receiving the singleton method. This goes for class methods too, right? Oh yeah. Okay. Awesome.
You're trying to understand.
No, I don't know. It looks familiar. No, the object that's method sounds.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Today? No, we haven't done singleton. Where? No. We haven't done singleton. Oh, that's calling a method on an already.
This is an instance method.
No, but E is an object. When it's created, it's going to be an object. And then when you say that object to the method. So I'm saying I've just seen something familiar, but I haven't seen it as a.
But can you define a singleton for E?
A singleton for E. Okay. Def E dot. Anything else?
Then you can print out self.
That? Now I call the method on E again.
Yes. Now E has the singleton method.
Oh, you want
E has
okay.
The singleton method.
You want it to call client alone.
No, I didn't even know what to do.
No, you can't call it alone because the main doesn't have. Try calling it alone
Okay.
without the single.
Undefined method for main object. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I do it with E. All right. It brings back.
So this is the same instance as
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
a singleton method. Is a method defined on a specific object. Kama sasa tunadefine bila haiko kwa F.
a method
Specific object.
iko kwa ina, iko kwa F. Even though ina F zimetengenezwa from the same class. So the singleton ni ukisikia tu singleton ina a single object. So all the objects iko na same whatever.
Mhm.
F dot ina
Method.
that particular object.
Okay.
Not available very.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So we went through all that. So we're at the we went through it. We did. You don't remember? Yes. Nini hawa? We went through it. Eh. Na mimi ndio nilikuwa na lead through. Oh. Aya. So we have sorry? Yeah. So tuko na hii where we are printing self, but it's not in any block, it's not in any block. So self, sorry? Yeah, iko top level. Self at top level is the default object main. So the self here will always be main, okay? And then we have a class C, right? Self inside a class definition is the class object itself. So within the class C, outside of the method definition, we have this. So self will always be the class that it is.
Class. It's not inside.
Yes.
The moment you inside a method,
Mm-hmm.
if it's an instance method,
An instance of that class, yeah.
it's a singleton or a class method, then it will be referring to
The class or the object that is being singletoned on.
So in this case, it will be referring to this class.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome. Self inside any method. I'm here. Self inside any method is the object to which the message or the method call was sent. Self inside any method. Oh, okay. So let's say this, the singleton thing. So self in here will be this method. There will be self. Yeah.
Self C.
Why C? Oh,
It's not inside.
yes. Yes.
Now you're defining X on self.
And self is already the class. Okay. Yeah. Okay. For a class method, that means the class object. So, that's the same thing we just talked about. And then we have the instance method. That means an instance of the class whose instance method it is.
That's good.
All right.
Just in case you understand what's
Hmm.
happening, then technically, class method is an instance method.
Mhm.
If you consider the class to be an object. So if you consider the class to be an object, then self.x is a singleton of that class. Because singletons only happen with objects. A class is an object.
Yes.
It is a class.
Yes.
What else would it be?
That's singular.
Yes. So if you treat a class as an object,
Mm-hmm.
then self.x is C.x.
Yes.
A C
It's a class.
you can treat an object and it's usually receiver. So it's a singleton of class.
I agree. You mentioned an instance method somewhere, so I was.
Yeah, it's an instance method of class. C is an instance.
It's a singleton method.
Singletons only apply to one instance. You can call a function of an object.
You can't use singletons and two or more.
No. It just applies to one. Okay.
It's a method that applies to a single object. So our single object in this case is this class C. We cannot have another class called C. And if you do another class called C, you'll be reopening the previous class. So now you have a class C and it has a method called X. And it's only one instance of C that will be available.
Yes.
So whatever you define on that instance, will be a single class. Nakumbuka tulisoma kitu.
But you know, when you talk about an instance method, it's only available to instances of C. So you can't say a singleton method is an instance method of class C.
It's a method on the instance.
Yes. No.
A singleton is a method on an instance.
That's where you're going wrong. C is class is not an it's not an instance.
C is an instance. Class C is an instance.
It's not. C,
What is self? We usually say self is
the current object in manipulation.
the current instance.
Yeah.
Usually say the current instance.
Yes.
So meaning C is an instance.
You can look at it like this.
Mm-hmm.
A class is an object. For it to be an object, then it's an instance. You cannot have more than one class
Okay.
called C.
That makes
So
sense.
the instance C can also have its methods. In this case, there's one called X. But this instance can be used to create another instance. That's method M. That's now where the instance method applies.
All
If
right.
you say E equals C dot new, now def M will apply. So this instance can be used to create another instance.
But for classes, you can stick to calling their methods either class methods or singleton methods rather
Yes.
than, yeah.
So this is a class method. Self.x is a class method.
Yes.
Def M is a
Kevin will take over since we gotta go. Okay, so next time we look at the top level self object, section 5.12. Yeah, we'll continue from there. So bye. What the father? Have you stopped the broadcast?
Oh, not yet. Should I stop the broadcast? Can I stop the broadcast?